It's another episode of the Christian Reeve podcast. But before we get into it, are you subscribed? If not, please make sure to subscribe, like, and share the video and spread the word. Because the Christian Reeve podcast is here to stay. I love doing this, and I love all of you that support me. So thank you. And yeah, let's get into this podcast, shall we? Boom! Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Christian Reeve podcast. Today's guest is a Twitch streamer, a variety streamer, a staff member at Nerdico, a professional streamer all round, all the way from New York City. She goes by the pseudonym ALEDream. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hi, you did say it right. It's ALEDream. So
ALEDream. Okay,
not a
cool.
lot of people get that right. Everyone thinks that it's ale, like the beer. That actually kind of ticks me off. I'm like, no, it's not beer, it's Ale. But nobody knows my actual last name, and they don't understand the reason why it's Ale due to the pronunciation. I can't even say that word. I can't pronounce pronunciation correctly of my last name because it has an S sound. So Ale instead of E or E. So yeah, there's a little phonics for you.
Yeah, I spent quite a few years abroad in Europe, so I'm kind of used to pronouncing, I suppose, standard letters of the alphabet in different ways. So whenever I see like something like this, I kind of go, maybe it's pronounced the other way, and I sort of try it, and whatever.
You got it. You're good. You got it right.
Let's delve straight into it. When did you first get into streaming, and what do you love about it?
I started streaming IRL streaming in third-party sites about like maybe 4 years ago, maybe more longer. I always lose count, but I definitely started around my 20s of streaming onto third-party apps. And then later on after that, during that time, I switch over to game streaming instead of just doing just chatting streams on my phone. Because there's those apps that you just go live and your phone is your camera, and then you see the little screen with the chat in the bottom on your camera, and that's how you like communicate with your viewers.
So have you found there to be a sort of a massive difference in terms of engagement since you made the move from IRL to gaming?
So that's funny you say that. I felt like when I did IRL, I definitely had more engagement because I actually did a test on this a while back when I did Facebook gaming. I couldn't do game streaming, so I was visiting Arizona, and I literally was just chilling in the backyard. I hit the live button, and it was just me and the background, no green screen, no game. And immediately 40 to 50 people came just to watch me as me instead of me in front of a game. So definitely just chatting and in real life streaming has a bigger number of viewers than actual game streaming, but I always prefer game streaming in my eyes. So yeah.
I get the same thing as well. I've started doing, I suppose just discussion streams or sometimes AMAs or whatever, and they always get way more engagement. And it's interesting. A couple of people have said in the chat like, "Oh, I like listening to you talk," and I'm like, "Why?"
I can see why. You have a really cute accent, so I think that's why your accent is very welcoming.
I mean, the thing is though, like sometimes these streams are very long, so it's like an hour, 2 hours, and I think sometimes, don't get me wrong, we have good conversations in there, but when I compare that to the gaming streams, I just think overall that's more interesting because you have the combination of both. So it's like, and I'm sure you probably don't have this issue anymore, but when you first started doing the gaming streams, you have like streams where just no one's coming in, but you've got the gaming to focus on. So then people come in, they either start a conversation or they don't, but either way, there's content there. Whereas the problem I find is if it's a IRL stream, then you've kind of got to just talk until people come in and then start the engagement sort of factor.
It's true. I actually agree with that. Like the gaming definitely makes it much easier. The fact that you actually are keeping your mind occupied while waiting for someone to say hello to you in the chat. Usually when you're starting a game stream, your game stream doesn't actually push live until after maybe 2 to 3 minutes as you hit the live button. Because I hit the live button and I'm like, am I live yet? And I see it buffering. I'm like, okay, I'm not live yet. And then all of a sudden the bot says, hey, ALEDream is live playing so and so and what so and so and so. And then people just start coming in because they get the notifications. And a lot of people don't understand the importance of notifications, or they're just used to your consistency of a schedule. So I always tell my viewers, make sure you have those notifications on. And if you don't have those notifications on, join my Discord, because Discord notifications are so accurate. I love the Discord notifications.
Have you always done that, the sort of calls to action? Because this is something that I've started recently. I used to be quite like, oh, I will never do that. You know, if people want to subscribe, they can just subscribe. But then a couple of my streaming friends were saying to me, no, ask them to, because otherwise they won't. And when I started doing that, suddenly, you know, the numbers start slowly going up and there's more engagement. And so have you done that from the get-go, or did you sort of trial it or something?
So as I hit affiliate on Twitch in the beginning, I did ask just in the beginning to give it a try. And then instead of asking, I just put a gold bar and let my stream ask for itself. And then I set a timer on my chat where it says, oh, if you're a Prime member, make sure to use that free Prime so you could get a free sub. But I don't have to say it out of my mouth. There's always that one person that's super generous to give a bunch of subs, and then there's that viewer that will constantly resub just for my content. Like, I get so like mesmerized every time I hear the resub song and I see someone saying resub for 6 months straight, 10 months straight. Yesterday someone resub for 10 months straight, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool that people are continuing to return to check out my content, and they were subbing. It means I'm doing something right. So I think it works in both ways. People could either ask or just, you know, go with the flow and expect the unexpected, which is a motto I live by.
Awesome. I got to say, like, I do envy you, because and not just yourself. I have other streamer friends who are doing really well, and I've been streaming quite recently, since March of last year, but I still haven't hit that affiliate thing yet. And
Hold on, you started March last year?
That's correct, yeah.
Me too.
Oh damn! Okay, well done.
I left Facebook. I left Facebook gaming around the beginning of March, and I hit affiliate on Twitch on March 13th. I'll make a year this March.
Did you presumably you had a following, and like a quite well established following sort of prior to that?
Yes, I left my Facebook account with 10,000 followers to start over on Twitch.
So how many of them migrated?
I could say more like 70 to 200 of them, which is a very, very number if you think about it. It definitely, the ratio is way off, but I feel like it's more authentic on Twitch than Facebook, because what happened is Facebook literally just automatically, superficially inflates your numbers and all the stuff because it's linked to your personal account. So automatically, if you do have 3,000 friends on your Facebook account, those 3,000 friends will automatically like your page unless they get the notifications too much and unlike your page. And then if you then there's this thing called boosting, where you pay a certain amount to advertise your page for sponsored posts, and that helps you grow your page, but financially, not organically. So Facebook has all these marketing tools to help you grow your page, but just in numbers, not in authenticity. Authenticity, I can't say the word. You know what I mean? Like authentic, organic views. And it's just discouraging. And with Twitch, it's actually harder to grow. And I've noticed that little by little, but as I keep streaming and I keep doing what I'm doing and I keep changing it up and keeping a consistent schedule, I do see returning viewers, and I do see that the number is growing slowly but surely. It is a marathon, not a race.
Absolutely. No, it's interesting you bring that up because I've used Facebook over the years for various different things, and I do use it as a sort of a basis for content, but it's kind of like an afterthought. Like I put stuff on there that, it's like YouTube, Twitch, and then everything. Well, actually, no, Instagram's in there and then everything else. And I kind of feel like, because Facebook does do stuff like that. They do kind of try to hide your organic reach or try to stop you. And this is where I find it funny, because sometimes, even in despite of that, other things can help you out, like hashtags. Like I have this video that was part of a Twitch series that I did, which was like, I don't know, things that 90s kids will remember or something. There's just like 5 videos, one after the other, right? And one of them, for some bizarre reason, got like 17,000 views. So no, 1,700 views, but 100% organic. So no paid, nothing, right? And I was sitting there scratching my head like, how is this possible? Especially since Facebook tries to bury you all the time. And of course, if you are paying to boost your posts, there's the issue of like how they actually sort of do that for you. So like I've seen campaigns, not just in streaming, but just in general, like for certain businesses I've worked for over the years, where let's say you do a 7-day campaign, and then sometimes they won't start the campaign until like the final 3 days, and they just shove all of that money into the final 3 days, but they won't actually like put it where you want to put it or spread it evenly or whatever. So it's like a wasted campaign essentially. But I've heard more bad than I have sort of good. So it's interesting that you have had some success there. But then again, Facebook gaming is sort of totally different to just everything else that's available on Facebook. But so that leads me to my next question. Like, why did you actually decide to make the switch? Because obviously that's a big deal. You had 10,000 followers, and you've essentially almost like started from scratch. Like, obviously you had people migrate, but a lot of people weren't willing, which to me is interesting as well, because I feel like Twitch is a far better platform just for streaming and also engaging with the content just as a viewer. So talk to us a little bit about that.
So I love the fact you said that, because I do like that Twitch is more anonymous, since
Okay.
on Facebook, everything you see their real names and everything. And the reason why I actually left Facebook was because I was getting frustrated. I felt like I wasn't growing enough. My views weren't matching my numbers. I've been through situations of like streamer drama on Facebook. And then on top of that, I went to a Facebook meeting and came back to my Facebook account not less than 2 days after, and my account was locked for a month. So I couldn't even access my personal page, and I couldn't access anything. I couldn't even stream, and it was very frustrating. And due to the fact that the personal page was the most worrisome, I really couldn't care less about the Facebook gaming page because I could just start over. But my personal page, I've had that since high school, and I did not want to lose that. So I felt like, okay, I don't want to be walking on eggshells if they do give my account back, which they did. They gave my account back after a month. And I still don't understand why I was locked. They said either I was getting hacked or something, or some excuse. But and during that time when I was locked out of Facebook, I gave YouTube a try and Twitch a try, and then Mixer, of course. But Mixer is no more. But I gave those 3 platforms a try, and I prefer Twitch. I didn't like YouTube. I felt like YouTube was a little toxic, especially when I was playing a first-person shooting game. So, the sexist remarks and the harassment was coming at me, and I'm like, no, I can't deal with that. And then I did Twitch.
It's interesting. I got to say, sorry to interject here, but like,
Oh, it's fine.
I really wanted, because I feel like 10 years ago, you could always expect that. Like, it was almost, actually no, probably longer than that. Like, let's say 13 years ago, it was very common to hear like sexist comments in like Call of Duty lobbies and stuff, and just in general, gamer girls was just a new anomaly. So it wasn't common. Like these days, everyone games, and it's amazing to me, and I really like the fact that that's happened. But I'm just surprised to hear that there's still that. I mean, obviously there's going to be sexist, racist, just assholes online, but it surprises me that you were mainly getting that, because what I'm seeing a lot now with female streamers is, these simps and incels and stuff, and the only aggression tending to be sort of emanate from like if they get annoyed at something you do, like I don't know, let's say like when when people found out that Pokimane had a boyfriend, and suddenly they all got annoyed, which I just found a bit puzzling. But I'm kind of surprised to hear that, if I'm honest. Like,
So
I don't know.
that's a good point because, the viewers see this illusion, and, some of these viewers are either, dealing with personal issues,
Okay.
or, maybe they're lonely, and they choose to watch a streamer because they're entertained, they actually like the content. And of course, if they find out something like that, that's like drastic change to them because they think they have a chance. But streaming is not a dating site, and people need to definitely get that in their heads. It's not a dating site. It's a site where people could get their hobbies, like do their hobbies, or do it as a career, or all those type of stuff. But people need to consider that. And yes, harassment and sexist remarks actually have gotten worse during these days because of the competition. There's been so many competitions and tournaments, and we're constantly getting criticized. We're getting criticized either being a good player, a bad player, a better streamer, a bad streamer, selling ourselves, not selling ourselves, not being provocative enough, and all those things. And it's very, very frustrating because there are girl gamers out there, gamer girls. I don't even want to like label us, out there that's actually putting out content, and instead of the content being seen, it's mostly overlooked. Um, these other type of streamers, and I have nothing against them. If it works for them, it works for them. But I would not do that for myself as my market. Um, they portray themselves as that way, and they're successful, and good for them. But a lot of people just likes to just criticize and judge, and it's a very, 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 very hard market. Gaming, marketing, streaming, all those things with the media is definitely, you're signing yourself for either success or failure, no matter what. It's just how you portray yourself and how serious you're going to take it. So yeah, it's just, it's ridiculous.
No, I agree. I think it really is. I mean, I think it partially emanates from a couple of things. Like one thing is obviously just jealousy and just people being assholes. I think there is an element of truth in the statement that if you're a female and you set up a stream or like an Instagram page or something like that, you just automatically gain followers. And I don't even think, because some people will go, oh, that's sexist to say. It's not. It's just like reality. It just happens. And I don't know why. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why that could be. I think it's just one of those things in life. Do you know what I mean? It just happens. But obviously, the danger from that is, yeah, you face a lot of backlash because then people will say, oh, well, you only have followers because you're a female and blah, blah, blah. But that's, horseshit. Because like, streaming is very, very difficult. Like I didn't realize until I started streaming. I thought, oh, that's easy. You just sit, turn the camera on, no problem. But no, you got to like be invest. It's the same as this doing a podcast or even doing a YouTube video, But the difference is with a YouTube video, what's that? 20 minutes, and then relax. Whereas with a Twitch stream or a stream in general, you've got to be active, engaging for like 2, 3, or maybe more hours, and that is tiring. People don't sort of understand how much like that takes of you. That's why, for instance, when I see people post like, hey, I'm going to take a mental health break, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to take some time for myself. And people go, oh, screw you. Like, you don't do anything, blah, blah, blah. They just don't get it because it's like it takes so much of your energy. And, I get it sometimes. I've had mental health issues from time to time. And one thing I always say about that is that you have to take a bit of time away and just kind of not do anything, essentially, almost like hibernate, sleep, and then come back to it and you're sort of full of life again. But if you just continue, you just burn out. That's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah. It's funny you actually mentioned about the burning out because I've dealt with like burnouts.
Okay.
not major burnouts. I haven't got to that point that I take like either a full month off, but I did almost got to the point when I used to play like competitive multiplayer games, because the multiplayer competitive games actually drain me even faster than actual single player story games. And my anxiety went off the roof, and I didn't want to stream anymore because everyone was like, oh, play this game. And it was so much pressure on me. And since I made the switch from not playing multiplayer games and playing single player games,
Mm.
playing virtual novel games, like reading stories to my viewers, I feel a better relax. I feel way relaxed. I feel like I accomplished something, and I feel like streaming every day definitely helped me. But now that I'm changing my schedule a little around, I'm only going to be streaming 4 days a week. Some of my viewers hate it, some of my viewers understand, some of my viewers are like perplexed, but real life happens. I have to take care of real life responsibilities, especially if I'm starting a new job. I have school, I have all those things that I have to take care of, because streaming does not pay your bills. Sometimes it does, but I'm not to that point that it pays all my bills yet. I have to little by little grow and continue working hard at what I'm doing, but at the same time, health comes first. I have to definitely take care of me first. So of course, there's viewers are going to get upset at me that I'm going to take a lot of breaks or I take a lot of days off, but it will make them miss me more. So it has its pros and cons.
Keyword there being yet.
Yes.
Because you just know, like, honestly, like, because I often say this to people when they go, oh, why don't you stream more? And it's like, well, you know, we haven't been able to get affiliate in, I don't know, like a year, close to a year now. And so I've had to like reevaluate what I do and think about, hey, what's going to bring in money? Because this isn't bringing me in money at the moment. It's taking all of my time, but it's not bringing in money. But it will one day. And that's the thing. That's the way you got to think and the way you got to approach it. But yeah, it's a juggling act, isn't it? Especially if you have to have like full-time employment. Like I've been lucky in the sense that I don't know if you would call it luck really, but since February of last year, I've been unemployed for like the first time in my life.
Aw.
And so I've been like freelancing in my field of marketing here and there and just kind of getting by. But the one thing it did give me, which is sort of a blessing in disguise, is all of this time to do this. And so I thought, well, I'm not going to sit around and mope. I'm just going to do this and go for it. And this is the thing as well, like with what you were saying about having a schedule and like, sticking to that. I actually think that it's better that way as opposed to just like, streaming every day, streaming all the time, like,
Mm-hmm.
or creating videos all the time. It's not about quantity, it's about quality.
Yep.
And another interesting thing as well is it's totally different for every single streamer and YouTuber. So for example, I found that the only time I really get proper engagement on my streams is if I do like the restream thing where it's on YouTube, Twitch, and D Live or something, and it's like a talking discussion stream, which I do like once a week or something. And then also 2 gaming streams or 1 gaming stream on the weekend as well, and sort of stick to that schedule just like every weekend. But I found if I do it more, I think there's that thing of like, well, people can just kind of catch you then. And, oh, I don't need to watch this stream because I can just catch them whenever. But if it's like, a certain amount of times, 3 or 4 times a week, it's like, well, they're not streaming the other day. So this is my only chance. I got to make sure I'm there for it. So it's actually less is more is actually a kind of a more effective strategy, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely a less is more. It definitely could work. It doesn't work for all streamers, but definitely at your part, if you think less is more will help you out, then do it. Especially, there's a lot of games that you could actually interact your audience to play with you. Like there's Jackbox Party, there's Words on Stream, which Words on Stream is actually free, and all they have to do is type the words in the chat and it pops up in the game. And yeah, there's a lot of things that could actually help your growth, and setting a set time and day and keeping that momentum will totally get you an affiliate. Like, how far is it because of the viewership, followers?
It's hopeless for me. It's the viewership thing. I think it's on like, last time I looked, it was like 0.6/3.
my advice is definitely, be annoying. Just be
Annoying.
annoying.
I'm
Be
already
annoying.
annoying. That's
Be
easy.
like, I'm live on Twitter, and then tag people that you think will actually like you and tag them, and then be like, retweet this. Let's get me to affiliate.
So
Also,
the
put like a catchy
difficulty there
title.
is pretty much everyone in my community is content creators. And this is the thing, like I remember I said to one of my friends,
Ouch.
shout out to Buckmeister Cole, because he was setting up a podcast and he was like, said he was inspired to do it because he saw my podcast and he was like,
Oh,
yeah, awesome, I'm gonna do it. And I was and he's like, I support you like whenever I can and stuff. And I was like, I sort of made it off the hand kind of joke to him. I was like, once you start doing that podcast, you will not have the time to watch my content. Trust me. And within a month or two, yeah, he doesn't have the time. He's a very busy guy. I mean, he has like 3 YouTube channels and he does Instagram content. He's
wow.
the same as me. We both never take a break. Both kind of go crazy with the content. But it's true. It's like when people send me stuff like, hey, please support me. Please, check out my content. It's like, I would love to, but I'm busy. And not just with this stuff, but with like real life stuff as well. And it's
Yeah.
like, you know, I don't really kind of agree with the whole, like for like, watch for watch,
Oh
all this stuff.
no, 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 no. That's a no-no because it doesn't make your numbers grow. It's just like I said, it's like the Facebook thing. It's an illusion. It's not organic. It's just a number. You don't want to be a number, you want to be that special viewer or something. But I actually said something last night. I visit someone's stream and I love their content. And this content creator, streamer took their time of their night or day and came to check out my stream.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that when streamers come over to another streamer's
Mm.
page, and they either come for either inspiration or they want to check out what the streamer's about and why this streamer has a certain amount of numbers, how is he or she is interacting with their chat. And it's like a learning lesson, and it's actually good because streamers are teachers. When you're watching a streamer, you're either learning how to play a game or you're just observing their behavior and their personality. But the thing I do not like is when someone's like, I want to be just like you. I want to be, I just want to have that perky personality and stuff. And we're like, no, you don't. I'm in real life. I'm not this perky. I'm actually a very shy, introvert, social, awkward person that you wouldn't even recognize I'm the same person on stream.
Oh man, I'm exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny as well. Like loads of people have said that to me because I used to be like really, really, basically this in real life. Over the years, I've become, I call it an omnivore. Like
And I'm your
depends on which way the wind blows. Like to give you an example, sometimes. And bear in mind, I've been in bands over the years. I've performed in front of lots of people. I'm used to being around people. But at the same time, now I have this thing and I can't control it. It's really weird. I wonder if there's actually a name for it. But it's like sometimes I'll walk into a room and there'll be loads of people and I'm fine. I'm like, yeah, cool. Whatever. I'm up for talking, partying, whatever. Sometimes I walk into the room, see that and go, how can I get as far away from these fucking people as possible and like hide in a corner, maybe read a book. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's like the older I
That is
get, the
really
shyer I
funny.
get.
So yeah, the older you get, the shyer you get. Because when I was younger, I used to do a lot of performances. I'm a singer, and I used to do like I had a tour 2 years ago that I performed in local malls and stuff, and I had to sing in front of people, and then I performed in restaurants and singing,
Cool.
and yeah, I didn't feel shy when I get on stage, but I feel shy beforehand. And then when I go to parties, I don't even want to talk to people. I just go in the corner, sit on my phone, or just like listen to music and wave at people. But yeah, I don't like to be around people during this time. And especially when I was younger, I always wanted to be around people. I always wanted to like just be part of the in crowd. But now I try to stand out and I just try to get away as far as possible of people.
I think the problem is as well is like as you get older, you start seeing through the, pardon my language, like bullshit. And what I mean by that is like when you're at a party or something like that, especially when you're younger, like a lot of the time it's like who has the best story, who can show off the most, who is, do you know what I mean? You're constantly having to prove yourself and sort of fit in. And a couple of years ago, or maybe like 5 years ago or so, I kind of realized like I'm one of those people that doesn't fit in, which is actually kind of a blessing. Because it means I can just be myself.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, to other people that comes across as like antisocial, which I get, I understand. But it's a choice factor, you know. And the reason that I said omnivore earlier is not just because of the behavior thing; it's also an energy thing. So like,
Mm.
it takes a lot of energy to be, as you say, like bubbly, but you know, full of life. That's why it's hard to stream for that exact reason. But at the same time, um, it really depends on the company, because sometimes, you know, you be with someone and you click and you could be talking to that person all night long and not get tired at all, and it's great. But like, how often does that really happen? Often it's like just trying to put that energy out there, trying to be sociable, but nothing's really kind of coming of it, and you're like, oh, why did I even come out? And there's all these kind of like, you know, it's like you should be out, you should, you know, we're young, we should be out doing what we can, but at the same time it's like, I don't know. I think as you get older, you kind of pick and choose your moments. Maybe. I don't know. That's just my experience.
No, definitely. I agree 100%. Especially as a streamer, you're worried about your image, you're worried about what you're putting out there, you're worried about um how and what you're going to do when, and it's just so many questions, and it definitely will drive a person insane, because you know time is limitless, and then at the same time it just goes away so fast, especially being a nighttime streamer. I've realized time goes way quicker than daytime, and I'm like nocturnal in a way, because I'm more active at the nighttime. Like this right now, this is not how I am. This is like just being chill and collected at the moment. I'm not a morning person. I don't like mornings. I love the nighttime. And that's
I'm
why I
totally the
chose.
reverse.
I can see. I totally enjoy the nighttime. And I also have like a sleeping disorder, so it definitely
Ah.
interferes with that, especially with having minor insomnia and
Mm.
narcolepsy. And I do got to take these mandatory naps to help me maintain my immune system and, of course, stay alert. Because there's times that I do, like last night, for example, I started my stream at midnight Eastern Standard Time, and I usually go up to 3 o'clock, but I couldn't do it anymore. My body was telling me, okay, you're exhausted, go to sleep.
Okay.
I'm like 2 a.m. I'm like, all right, chat, I know you want to continue this case, but my body's telling me I should go, and that means you're going to. So so yeah, it's definitely I don't argue with my body. If I feel tired and I feel exhausted and I need a break, I would just do it, because I don't want to harm myself or have my viewers worried about me, because there's times they do worry about me.
That's good. No, at least they care, you know, because I mean, obviously, as you detailed earlier, sometimes people don't understand. And I feel that it's quite selfish, really. And, you know, I mean, it's like we all need breaks. We all need to rest, to sleep, you know, all of these things. And I think the more given you are as a content creator, you know, in a way, I know how this will make you sound, but in a way, the more grateful your audience should be. Because I mean, it does take a lot of energy and time and effort. And yeah, like I always have kind of employed the rule of like, well, if I have an idea and I have the energy, I'll just do it. I'll go for it. But if I'm not feeling up to it, you know, sometimes I don't post anything. I don't do anything. And you know, I think sometimes it's good to just do that and then come back to it, because you do always end up coming back more kind of fresh, often with newer ideas. Um, but yeah, your audience does need to be a bit more reasonable when it comes to that. But anyway, moving it on, what would you say is your favorite type of content to stream?
My favorite type of content is definitely video games. I love video games, no matter what it is. The just chatting streams are great, definitely brings more momentum, but they're actually more exhausting. And I have to be careful what I say, and I have to be careful of what topics to talk about, especially they're sensitive and triggering topics that
Ah,
shouldn't be
okay.
spoken about on stream. So with the video game itself, the video game could tell its story, and then we could follow along the story, and I could just do the commentary as well, have just open discussion of what we ate today or what's our favorite movie, and talk about that while playing a video game, or maybe the video game is related to the movie. So I definitely love to do my virtual novel games, which is I'm reading a story to my viewers and they're following along, and
Mhm.
it's just the super chillest moment and just wholesome time that it could have while streaming, and compared to playing a game like Fury, for example, which is a boss rush game, which I am hopefully going to finish this by this weekend. And it's aggravating because I literally have to pause the game to see the chat and interact, because the game requires so much focus.
Oh, so you can't even have like it on a separate screen just in the background. Is it in terms of it being too distracting? Is that what you mean, or more because of what the computer requires, or whatever?
No, the game is actually really fast paced, so you have to see everything that's
Okay.
going on in the game. Because if I glimpse, because I have my chat on an iPad on my right side where my camera is,
Ah.
so I make sure that I have my camera next to the chat, so it looks like I'm looking at them and I'm directly talking to them. And it's good to have eye contact, because that's how you are when you're in a real life com- uh, in a real life conversation with someone. You want to have eye contact, so I love to have that eye contact with my viewers. So if I switch for 1 second, I'll die immediately, because the game is super fast. It's a very fast paced game. So I pause the chat. I pause the game for a good 2 to 3 minutes and chat with my viewers. And I'm like, okay, chat, I won't be able to see the chat. I'm not ignoring you. I just want to beat this game. And the sooner we beat this game, the more we could talk. And they understand that. And they see my frustration dying over and over and over again. So yeah, so it's a win-win.
What would you say are the biggest challenges when it comes to streaming?
The biggest challenge to come to streaming is hitting the live button. Especially the fact either you have something planned or you don't have anything planned. It definitely could be really 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 intimidating. And what I mean by intimidating, it could be either, oh, they're not gonna like this game. Oh, you're always thinking about others before thinking about yourself. And I've learned that you have to think about yourself before thinking of others. So you have to actually play what you enjoy. Don't play what you think someone's gonna enjoy. If they enjoy it, great. And if they don't enjoy it, at least they enjoy your company and they want to talk to you as a streamer, not the game. So I've realized every person that do come to my stream, they don't come for the game I play, because I've been doing these like sponsored streams. And sponsored dreams could be really monotonous and repetitive, and it could be like a really boring content. But they come for me because they're actually chatting with me, and with the mobile game, I could actually focus on the chat and talk with them, instead of just like okay, I had to hit these buttons to press to fight the boss while I can't chat with the chat. So yeah, definitely hitting that like button could be super intimidating.
Let's talk a little bit more about your sponsorships and stuff. You've got a partnership with Amazon. I'd just like to
Yeah.
know, yeah, what does that involve? How did it come about? Tell us about that.
So I can't give too many details about that
Okay.
because I signed a DMCA. However, due to that experience, I did have the opportunity and chance to be partnered with a brand new app called Game On, which is made by Amazon. And Game On is aimed towards mobile gamers.
Right.
So with the mobile gaming industry, it's one of the biggest gaming industries. When people say mobile gaming is not gaming, they're absolutely wrong. I've known so many tournaments and competitions that's taken place in mobile gaming, such as Mobile Legends, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG Mobile. You could win money just by playing a game on your phone. It's wild. And with this application, there's challenges. And you just reminded me, I actually have to do a challenge today because today's Wednesday. Um, and they give these challenges, and what you do is you mimic these challenges, or you make your own challenges, and you record at least a couple of seconds to 5 minutes of your gameplay using this in-app recorder without pausing your game, without leaving the game. It records that moment, and then it will be posted on the app, and then people could like vote for your challenges if it's the best or not. And it also could go to an archive folder where you could post it on outside social medias for marketing purposes. And it's really cool. It's different. Um, and it's available only right now in the United States and for Google and Android. It's not available for iOS yet because it's still, it's still in the beginning process, but hopefully it will become worldwide and it will be available for all types of phones.
So obviously when it comes to the sponsorships and presumably a company kind of approaches you and they say, hey, we want you to play X and X game. Just from the way that you were kind of speaking about it, it does sound very much like not a standard kind of format as far as a stream is concerned. Like it doesn't even sound like necessarily like you're 100% like, into it. It's like, okay, I got to do this because, they're paying me and it's obviously worth my time and stuff. But like, how do you go about doing that? Like, how does it differ to a standard stream? Talk us through that.
So sponsor streams could definitely be tedious. My first ever sponsor stream was the Raid Shadow Legends one. And I didn't think I was going to enjoy the game, but I enjoyed the game. I liked it. I had fun, especially when I involved my viewers to download the game, or because if you download the game, you get like a percentage, and it definitely was cool to actually involving them, because when you have a sponsor stream and you're able to involve your viewers, it's definitely a win. The fact is, because you're not doing this alone, you're not suffering alone. And sponsor streams could be either a fun or, like you said, yeah, they happen randomly, so they're not really planned. So there's some sponsor streams that are planned and some that are not, and it's either you get to contact them, or you sign up for like this advertisement, or they actually see your content and then they contact you. In my situation, I was invited to a program which is in beta from Stream Elements.
Okay, yeah.
The Stream Elements has a sponsorship program, and the first one they had was the Raid Shadow Legends. And I'm like, okay, I'll give this a try. And yeah, and they still haven't done much because they're still, due to everything that's happening in the world,
Yeah.
everything kind of slowed down a bit. But before that, before the Raid Shadow Legends on Facebook, I also have done many sponsor streams with independent content creating talent agencies. And what they do is these companies work with developers or work with big major companies like a Tencent and Ubisoft and all those type of companies that work with actual gaming, and they look for go-getters, either content creators, game lovers, anyone to participate in these sponsored opportunities to either promote or market their game. And it's just, it's interesting, the fact that little old me has this opportunity to be able to show off a game that is downloaded millions and millions of times. But of course, they want either more downloads and more exposure by using these smaller content creators or establishing content creators, because there's no such thing as small or big. It's just an establishment, and it's a growth process.
Since you've actually played the game, what's your verdict? What's your opinion on Raid Shadow Legends? Is it actually any good?
If you're really bored and you want to play, and you want to play a game, that's less aggravating, like Candy Crush, then yeah, it's a good game. Yeah. But
Wow.
I actually enjoy State of Survival, which is the recent sponsorship that I've received, and I'm enjoying State of Survival 100 times better in my opinion. The fact is that you get to fight zombies and you get to build settlements, and then you get to build your own alliance, and then it has that PvP function where you actually get to attack other people's alliances. But then it gets ugly, the drama. But other than that, I enjoyed State of Survival.
Drama on mobile gaming?
What? Never heard of it? Oh, it exists.
I mean, I don't know. I hear drama in all areas online, but how can you get annoyed about mobile gaming? What?
They take things seriously, especially if they put money into the games.
Oh, okay, that changes everything.
Precisely.
Oh my god. What do you make of how they're kind of taking mobile games now and actually making console versions as well? That's something that they're sort of preparing to do for certain games. So what do you make of that?
You mean console gaming to mobile gaming, or vice versa?
Vice versa, so mobile to console and PC and such. So, for example, there is a plan in the works, supposedly, for them to do that with Raid Shadow Legends. Apparently. So, for those who aren't listening to the podcast via YouTube, for those who are listening to it on an audio platform, ALEDream is going very quiet right now with a sort of bewildered
I have no
look.
words. I have no words. I understand from a console to going to mobile, but mobile going to console, that's like ripping a leg apart. The fact is there's so many games that are similar to the mobile games already made for consoles and requires a whole skill of gameplay instead of like doing the autoplay, because certain mobile games has the autoplay and you just watch what happens and see and you go by chance. Instead, with like console, it requires skill and it requires sequence. I have no words. It will either be a hit or miss. Yeah, there's a lot of mobile game lovers and stuff, and there are games like that already available for console that requires you for in-app purchases. So I have no words at all for this.
I don't blame you. There are many that would probably say that mobile gaming is a bit of a downgrade from, say, PC gaming or like just conventional console gaming. Would you say that mobile gaming is improving or has improved considerably over, say, the last 5 to 10 years? I mean, I've seen certain games that have.
Oh yeah, Genshin Impact, for example.
Okay.
Genshin Impact is a mobile game. It was firstly made into a mobile game, and then they made it for PC, and then they made it for PlayStation, and then later on this year it'll be made for the Switch, which I'm so excited. Okay. Yeah. And that game is like a free version of Zelda.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Because the music is so beautiful. I love the music in the game. I haven't played it on stream because I feel like it will take over of my variety streaming, because it's a very long game and it could be a hack and slash game because it's like a lot of button mashing and stuff. But there's there's leveling up, there's that in-app purchases. It does have that mobile game impact in it. But yeah, the thing is that game was originally a mobile game and it's making so many numbers in like streaming and downloads, and it's just, don't underestimate the power of mobile gaming. Don't underestimate it, because mobile gaming could take over anytime, because there's so many games that you can't take on the go, and with mobile gaming you could play on the go, such as PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact, Minecraft. All these games that are on console are available on the go. And it's not compared to a Nintendo Switch, because you're not going to carry a Nintendo Switch wherever you go. But with the phone, you'll carry that wherever you go. So whoever downgrades mobile gaming is definitely, everyone has their own opinions, but they're wrong.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I appreciate your honesty. Do you find time to actually play games outside of streaming, or is it always kind of like, if I'm going to play this, I should play this on a stream?
No. Every game I have to stream it. I don't feel comfortable playing games off stream anymore. The only games I will play off stream is mobile gaming, because I do have to record challenges and stuff, and then
Okay.
record content for YouTube or Instagram. But definitely I don't feel the need to play video games off stream anymore. And if I do off stream, I would in that case hit the record button and record it for YouTube content. But instead, what I do is I just re-edit all the previous streams that expired on Twitch, and then tweak them a little bit and upload them.
That's a bit cheeky.
I know it's a little cheeky, but at least it shows what my Twitch streams are about. It's not like, I feel like if I record something, they're not going to see my personality. They're just going to see me just playing a video game, when they actually could actually have a glimpse and a sneak peek of what I'm bringing out there as a content creator.
What I mean by the cheekiness, because I fully agree with what you do. I do the same thing. However,
Okay.
right, this is what I mean. So when you're affiliate, supposedly there's this. Are you affiliate or partner? Are you a partner?
I'm affiliate.
Okay.
I'm affiliate. I'm working for partnership. I'm putting it there that I'll be partnered.
Yeah, it's a matter of time. I was just
manifesting
curious.
it.
No, it'll happen. If you've already got to affiliate, then you're on the road to partner. It'll happen. But what I'm curious about is that when you're affiliate and partner, apparently there's some sort of exclusivity deal where you're not actually allowed to supposedly upload the full streams in their entirety to another platform. So I was a little bit curious when you said that I'll obviously you edit it, so it won't be like the full stream, but it'll be a significant stream. When I was doing my research on you, I did find entire streams on YouTube, which I was quite surprised by. So talk to us a little bit about that.
So the exclusively, it's after 24 hours. So you're not supposed to re-upload, and you can't multi-stream the same content in 24 hours. And you're not even allowed to multi-stream as an affiliate. If you are road to affiliate, you could multi-stream, but as soon as you hit affiliate, no multi-streaming. You either have to stream a few hours on Twitch, a few hours on Facebook, a few hours on YouTube, or just choose one platform and focus on it. And with the streams, what I do is I don't wait the 24 hours. I actually wait until the full 30 days, because I'm a Prime member. So Prime member, instead of 13 days, my videos expire in 30 days. After 30 days, I will re-upload this content and of course tweak it up a little bit so it's different from the actual stream. It has like captions, or I cut out a lot of things, like when I say a lot, or I cut out the intermission screen, or I cut out certain spoilers. So it seems different. But yeah, that's basically, you're definitely allowed to upload content.
I knew that, but I thought it was like you were just restricted to clips. So I've actually learned something new there. I didn't realize it was.
No, you could. There's a lot of actual partner streamers that re-upload their entire stream without editing on their YouTube channel. So Markiplier, for example, he re-uploads his entire stream.
But does he do it like straight away, or does he wait, as you say, the 24
Oh no,
hours?
He waits, of course. Waiting.
Okay, right.
You can't do it straight away, because you have that 24-hour window that you have to wait. And it doesn't make sense to actually re-upload something that you already done, because it's going to become a VOD on Twitch no matter what. And yeah, there's not that much discoverability on Twitch compared to YouTube. But I feel like if you do re-upload it on a different time, like right now I've been re-uploading my Twitch Sings videos because they removed Twitch Sings because of DMCAs. So re-uploading the Twitch Sings videos onto YouTube, yeah, I might not get paid for those videos, but those memories will live on.
Yeah.
And people will remember Twitch Sings for what positivity it brought, because I started playing Twitch Sings when I joined Twitch, and then during the social distancing thing, it was a way of actually communicating with people because it had the party feature where you actually could have other people sing and communicate with them. And it definitely helped ease a little, less, how's that word? Uh, it was, a relief.
Hmm.
Definitely a relief from all the stress and just not being able to actually socialize. It was a way of socialization, socializing.
I get you. I get you. That's a fair way to put it. I mean, I think for me, I often just upload as soon as I can with regards to the full streams and the clips.
Hmm.
Mainly because my audience is so small. I think if it was the same audience, like on both platforms, sort of thing, then I'd wait like you do as well, and probably just have the clips instead. But I think it really depends like where you are. Do you know what I mean? As
Yeah.
it pertains to like your stage in the journey, shall we say?
Hmm.
Moving it forward, what are your goals and aspirations for Twitch, YouTube, Instagram? Like, what's the overall mo?
So my goals for Instagram is to hit the 10,000 followers. I hit it once, but um I got shadow banned, so a lot of people unfollow me because my post wasn't receiving any reach. So at Instagram right now, I'm at 7,000 followers on my
Okay,
personal.
see, this is interesting. You got a shadow ban. The only person I've ever heard this happen to was, I think, Leafy, back when he was on YouTube, like the first time, and there was some sort of controversy over that. Now, for those listening who don't know what it is, it's basically where you can still find the person, but their new videos, new content is not promoted. Is that right?
Correct. And the reason why I was shadow banned, I was overposting, and I was
Hmm.
and you either get shadow banned for overposting and following a whole bunch of people at once because it looks spammy.
Yeah.
And I definitely posted a lot. I posted like 8 things in one day, and like, and that not even like an hour or 2 hours, but like in like every like 5 to 10 minutes, and it was bad. So I got shadow banned for a quite long while. So during that shadow ban, I actually made a new Instagram account, which focuses on gaming, which is ALEDream Gaming Zone. And that was in shadow ban because as soon as I posted, I was on the explore page, due to the fact of it being brand new. But then compared to my bigger established account, being shadow banned, it was definitely hard for growth. And so yeah, my goal is to get at least 10,000 followers on both of those accounts. For YouTube, maybe, I don't know. With YouTube, I have YouTube for over 13 years. I'm at 1,000 subscribers. And my YouTube, I've been told to make a different YouTube channel for what I'm doing, but I didn't want to start over. I'm like, I'm
Hmm.
just gonna make different playlists for what it is, and I'm just gonna, from music, this channel is gonna be just focusing on gaming. That's it. And hopefully the gaming on the YouTube will go up a little bit, and I'll get like a YouTube trophy because I see those YouTube trophies. They're really cool looking. So that's definitely one of my goals. And then of course my Twitch goal is to be partnership and get all the emotes in the world because I love emotes. They're so adorable.
What are your thoughts on other platforms like D Live and upcoming platforms as well, like Periscope? I believe is going to be the Twitter one. Do you think like they have anything to offer, or they're worth trying out?
Periscope is actually gone in March 2021.
Oh wow, I'm incredibly off with that one. I thought
Yeah,
I saw the advertising for it, and it seemed like it was upcoming, but
no,
actually,
Periscope is gone. The
goddamn.
new one replacing it is Haps, HAPPS. And yeah, Haps has been actually growing really big due to the Periscope shutting down. So D Live, I actually tried D Live. I didn't like it. I also gave a try to Trovo, which is another gaming, and it was focused towards mobile gaming, but then they actually allow console gamers to play on it. The thing is with these things, they're upcoming, they're new. They will have they will have their moments, and then little by little they will die down. But it
Do you think
just,
they're worth it though? When you've got something as big as Twitch and YouTube, like, do you think it's worth having them or even using them?
yes and no. Yes, to the fact that these companies could offer a really great deal and a great contract. The only con of this is that those contracts are exclusive and they limit yourself, and it definitely could, you know, it limits your content and it limits your availability to other experiences and opportunities. Because I've been there. I've been in a single exclusive contract, and it definitely was more stressful than actually just being my own person trying to reach for the exclusivity. Like if I do get exclusive on Twitch, it's not extremely limited because you could upload on YouTube, and then you could work with many different companies because Twitch allows that, because it's more marketing and more promotional, and of course more ad revenue for the company itself.
What are some major kind of do's and don'ts of professional streaming?
Dues, good lighting. Always have good lighting. Don't um don't criticize. If someone doesn't want to use a camera or someone doesn't look good on camera,
Mm.
don't judge them. Just, go with the flow, enjoy what they're bringing out as content. If you can't hit the live button, you have no right to be judging someone else of what they're doing. They're following their dreams, they have a passion, and who knows, they'll be that big streamer one day. So yeah, don't be nice. Don't be a jerk.
Yeah, I always look at people like Mr. Beast because there are a lot of days when I look at like my numbers and I'm like, damn man, I've been doing this like 2 years and it's not going anywhere. And it's like when I see and I hear the stories of those guys, like, yeah, I started out on my phone and I had nothing, and I'm like, maybe there is hope.
Yeah, and you can't compare yourself and you can't
Nah,
sell yourself short. You just, go with the flow, expect the unexpected, and just, go for it. Take a risk. You never know who's going to be watching, or you never know that you'll have that big breakthrough. Another do is be consistent. If you're taking this seriously, be consistent. This is not an overnight success. Just keep working hard at it. If you do have other platforms, use those other platforms to help you grow as a content creator. Don't, like I said, don't sell yourself short. Don't call yourself a streamer. You're a content creator. You're making content in all these sites, and it's super helpful, the fact that, you know, you have this ability and way just to put yourself out there, while others back then didn't have YouTube or anything. They literally had to mail out a letter and send out emails and stuff. You actually have opportunity by using a camera and saying hi to the world and go viral. So yeah, just, be consistent and don't give up on that. Don't overwork yourself. Like, definitely think realistically. Don't think crazy numbers, because it's not going to happen. Just, keep doing what you're doing, that you feel what's best for you, and at the same time what's healthy for you, because you definitely don't want to go sick, because a lot of these streamers, content creators, have gone through that mental breakdown and has ended up on the edge, and it's very, very sad, and you definitely don't want to go through that. You want to do this as either therapy, or you want to do this to help others or help yourself. So it's definitely it's definitely complicated, but you just got to do what you got to do, and do what you want to do, and do what you love.
couldn't
So
agree more.
yeah, and it's definitely, a lot of people likes to beat themselves up, and I beat myself up every day saying, oh, I'm not going to do this is so hard, but I enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm just going to let the grow continue to flourish, because you have to water a flower for it to grow, and if I'm not watering the flower, I'll just be dying. So let's just keep watering that flower, but not overwater it. Because, you know, if you overwater it, you'll die too. So yeah,
It's a
I
good
think
analogy.
that's a good analogy. I don't know.
It works. It works for sure.
Okay, it works. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, don't play music on your streams. There's websites for that. Use Harris Heller Stream Beats or use Pretzel Rocks. I love Pretzel Rocks. Oh my gosh, Pretzel Rocks is great. And Pretzel Rocks is a DMCA free music player that you can use for YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And it's just amazing. I never got a DMCA strike. The only time I got muted was for Kingdom Heart gameplay, but that's about it. But I never got a DMCA strike. Knock on wood. But yeah, enjoy the copyright free music. Support your independent artists. Yeah, and of course, you know, make sure you have their permission so you don't go through that headaches because you know you work hard for your channel. You don't want to lose it overnight. So yeah, don't play music on your stream.
Yeah, I heard that the DMCA system on Twitch is like really strict. So it's not like YouTube where you get, you know, 3 strikes and you're out. It's like, isn't it just a one and done sort of situation? You just lose it straight away.
They give you warnings. It's DMCA
Okay.
warnings. Yeah. But if they constantly see you doing it, then yeah, you're out. But the thing with YouTube is YouTube doesn't give you strikes. What they do is you can't monetize. You can't monetize your videos. They'll just say, oh, you're not in trouble or anything, but you just won't get paid for this part of the video. The actual owner will. And it definitely limits your discovery, and it definitely doesn't help you bring money to the table, but at least it does give you exposure. The fact that they don't mute your entire video, they actually allow you to play it in certain areas in the world. But with Twitch, on the other hand, it mutes the entire section of that part, and then it continues on to when it doesn't pick up the music. So yeah.
Where do you think streaming is likely to be headed in the future? Let's say like the next 5-10 years.
Streaming's taken over. Netflix, Hulu, everything. Movie theaters are closing down, so streaming is taking over. Streaming is going to be the new TV, if you think about it, since Twitch is available on many app devices like Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, video game consoles, Roku Stick, I think it's called. And
yeah, what is that? Is Roku? Yeah,
like,
I've heard of that.
It's like a ripoff of like a Google thing and Amazon Fire Stick. That's basically what it is. It's just like
Amazon Fire Stick. I remember those. Jesus.
I have it. I love it. It's
is it any good?
Yeah, I love it. That's how I watch my movies upstairs.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but the thing is, definitely streaming is going to take over the world. That's basically it. It's the new TV. Facebook has that new Facebook Watch where you get to watch people do different cooking shows and stuff. Then Twitch has all the categories from gaming to just chatting, and then movies are going straight to Netflix and Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO Max, all those things. So yeah, streaming is going to take over. That's what I see. It's been taken over slowly but surely, but it's going to happen.
I can certainly see it with you know, with providers like Netflix and Disney Plus. Like I look at Disney Plus, and I remember when it first came out, I was like, "What? Just Disney movies? Is that it?" And then I realized, hang on, all of Star Wars, all of Marvel, and like, oh, I might have to get this. You know, this
National Geographic. Also,
oh my god,
that's
on Disney Plus as well?
Yes, it is. Disney owns National Geographic.
Shit, maybe I have to buy this now. that's a game changer.
Get the bundle. It's the Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN. If you don't like ESPN, at least Hulu. Hulu has really good shows, and it's like $12.99. I don't know how much that is in UK, but
I'd be tempted for the edited version for Hulu. You can get like edited versions of Raw, WWE Raw, and I'd be tempted for that because I cannot watch that full show, man. Jesus. It's just because at least with the Hulu one, essentially cuts out all the crap and makes it into like an hour and a half, which is a reasonable time for a wrestling TV show. Just saying. 3 hours is ridiculous. It's okay for a pay-per-view, but not for a TV show. because that third hour is like anyway. Sorry, whenever wrestling comes up, I just have to talk
It's
about
all
it.
good. I'm not a wrestling fan, so no worries.
No, so it's interesting as it pertains to streaming, because for the most part, like, you know, wrestling it's becoming more and more increasingly available on streaming platforms like Fight and a few others, I believe. But like all of the major TV providers are beginning to start their own, you know, networks and streaming platforms, and it does really seem, as you say, to be taking over. And I think there's a lot of appeal with it, especially from the sort of on-demand perspective. You know, I mean, obviously TV has changed a lot in the sense that you can record, download, whatever. So you essentially have that functionality, but having a streaming platform just gives you like full control. God, this sounds like an advert. Just... Anyway, let's move it on. What advice would you give to people who are trying to get into streaming right now?
I gave a whole bunch of advice in previous interviews, but I
Okay.
would always stick to these top 3. And it's don't do it for the money, expect the unexpected, and have fun. And of course be yourself. Okay, 4 of them. My bad. I'm bad at counting. So yeah, it's don't do it for the money, be yourself, expect the unexpected, and have fun. That's definitely the top 4 advice you have to follow by. Because if, like, for example, if you feel like this is easy and it's overnight, it's not. You have to spend a lot of money and time. Being a streamer, content creator is very expensive. You need the equipment. If you don't have the equipment, you're not going to be successful. That common sense. You need a camera to be shown, and if you don't have a camera, you need the device or the video game console or the game or any of those things to bring yourself out there. So yeah, don't, yeah. That's hopefully that's a little it's straight to the point, and I mean it with my heart. Like, have fun. don't 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 beat yourself up, and enjoy what you're doing, because if you don't enjoy what you're doing, then why you're doing it. So yeah.
Exactly. What's the biggest life lesson that you've learned so far?
It just in general, or with what
In
I'm
life.
doing?
Just in life in general.
Nothing is easy.
You know the truth.
Nothing's easy, really. There's always a struggle. Everyone has their own obstacles that they have to go over, and these obstacles could either avoid consequences or bring more treason and more pain, especially if you're tripping over these obstacles over and over again, because everyone is always looking towards failure. No one ever looks towards success, because it's easier to fail than to succeed. And I totally disagree with that mentality, because it's super unhealthy. You just have to just work hard, and practice makes perfect to be successful.
Yeah, I gotta say, like that's a strange mentality to have with something like this. I mean, you know, I have
No,
that.
I see it all the time.
I just don't get it.
I'm going to take a break from streaming. I suck at streaming. I'm a bad streamer. I'm this. I'm that. I don't get viewers. I don't do this. I don't do this. It's this I can't mentality. And this is why I said that people always aim towards failure instead of actually succeeding. They don't think out of the box. They literally just put themselves on a pedestal because they're doing it for the wrong reasons. And it's gonna make you fail. So you have to, you just have to think realistic and do what you have to do to change that I can't so I can, I won't so I will. So yeah, just I don't know what else to say. It's another topic for another day that I could talk about for hours.
Yeah, no, I guess like I've heard obviously people say that, plenty of times, and I'm guilty of having said it before. Like these days I'm over it. Like, if anything, I just laugh when I don't get anyone come to my streams. I'm like, whatever, I'll still have fun. But I do think that you have to be positive with this stuff. You because it affects everything you do as well. Like it affects the content. Like for example, one of the things I always think about, like when I do the podcast, is like, I want every episode to be as good as the last. Like, so if someone would sort of suddenly come across an episode, I don't want it to be like, oh, this was half-assed, oh, I didn't put my effort, any effort in, or I was kind of like holding it back or whatever. Like I just think that's a nonsensical way of thinking. Like you got to put in 100% every time. And the good thing about what we do as well is that, like, even if it doesn't perform well now, it can perform well over time. Like I'm starting to see certain videos that I did like a year ago starting to pick up traction now. And it, I think a certain amount of that comes down to just like being on a platform for a certain amount of time. I know it's different for Twitch, but with YouTube, after some time you do get picked up, and you fall into the algorithm and stuff. But people give up way too easily, and I think that's the problem. It's like I've made this joke before about how people, they'll start a podcast. Like whenever someone says to me, "Oh, I'm going to start a podcast," and they'll be like, "Okay, well, get back to me when you've done like say 30 episodes," and then you know what I mean? Because like loads of people start and then they just end it after like 3 months or something because they weren't getting any viewers. And it's like the mentality you have to have with this is that, like, here's a really good example of what I mean, because I don't want to go like too deep into detail with this, but like,
it's okay.
No, it's just
I'm
I don't want to
hungry,
go.
though.
I don't want to go like deviate too far. But sometimes I get people come up to me and say like, "Oh, how many subscribers do you have?" Right, and I'll be like, "Okay, it's like 500 and something," and they're like, "Oh, okay," and it's that kind of like, "Oh, well, it's not important then." So a lot of people will just fixate on your numbers and will judge you based on that rather than the content you're putting out. Right.
Agreed.
And like I think the important thing to always remember is it can change overnight. It will change, and you have to be consistent, throughout that time, regardless of how it's going, good or bad. You always have to be the same and get better.
It's good you said that, because you heard of that Twitch streamer that lost over millions of followers overnight, and I think it was a 15-year-old Minecraft player, and he tweeted it and it retweeted, and from 0 he went up to like 17,000 followers in 2 days. I think now he's back to his numbers again. But yeah, he literally went from a couple of million followers to 0 followers.
How did that happen? That's mad.
I don't know. There's ways of there's a way of a person to delete all their followers, especially the fact that if you get botted, there's a way of cleaning it out. The assumptions were that maybe his account was compromised and someone used that function to wipe out his entire following community. So yeah, there's so many out there, but the thing is, he had a platform to help him promote himself again and to build up that following. And I bet now that those numbers are more authentic and those are actual real numbers, those are not fake numbers, I feel like that actually helped him. That downfall rose him up again, and he's probably doing better. I don't watch Minecraft or whatever, but it's just a good example of what you're saying, how people are always fixated on numbers.
Who do you take inspiration from?
Nobody.
Fair enough.
I can't watch streamers. If I watch a streamer and I like your content, it's because I like your content. But I can't stay in a stream long. This is why I always ask myself why people watch me. I literally cannot sit down there and watch a stream for as long as I can, unless if I'm like moderating for their stream and I'm doing other stuff in the background, because I'm usually a lurker. If you know what that term is, you watch, but you're not actually there. But yeah, the only person I could say inspires me is my mom, but she doesn't play video games, so it's kind of cliche.
That's the sweetest answer ever.
But she inspires me because she gave me life, and she did it in the beginning. She didn't understand the gaming thing, but then when I started game streaming after due to a depression period of time, she noticed how like it helped me to grow and it helped me to deal with that pain. And she also noticed how it impacts the viewers, how
Mm.
I help the viewers to feel better about themselves. And she sees so much positivity in it, especially the fact that I don't play extremely violent games. I do sometimes, but she does like Resident Evil, which is
Damn, your mom's
bizarre.
cool.
She is cool,
Awesome.
right? She is cool, and she tunes in every stream when she can. But there's games out there that focuses on mental health, such as Hellblade, Sinwa, Sacrifice, Celeste, which I rage quit because I couldn't beat it. And then I just finished this indie game because I work with independent developers on showcasing their games, called Into a Dream. And Into a Dream was focusing on mental health and depression. And
Wow.
it's really nice that these games could touch on topics on these, because it's it's those topics that are a lot of people don't feel comfortable talking about, but when you bring it up, it does bring a vital discussion.
No, that's excellent. I didn't realize that there were kind of games like that that were
Yeah.
addressing that. That's fantastic.
Hmm.
As we draw things sort of to a close for today, do you have any upcoming projects or maybe some final thoughts that you'd like to share with us?
Yes, I do have my own website, www.aledream.com. I've been writing blogs on every single game that I've completed. I so far completed 75 games on Twitch, and I've only been on Twitch for 10 months. And I write, thank you. And I wrote this blog series called Playing Games Under the Radar, Taking Risk as a Streamer Playing Unpopular Games. And I've been writing blogs of games such as the last three blogs I wrote are based on Sonic Generations, Brothers, and Gianna Sisters. And the next blog I'll be writing on will be Blair Witch and Hellblade. So I'm very excited to continue this blog series, because it definitely gives me motivation to bring content out there and to show my creativity as a writer, and to touch base on these games that are overlooked. So on fourth, I am also, yes, I also work with this website called Nurko. And it's basically a site where all these streamers could show off their content and collab with other streamers and show their streams and post how they feel. And it's a site where it's all about gaming, no politics, nothing, none of that. It's all just about focus on gaming. So that's NERKCO. Check that out. I do like the promotional for them. And I actually educate on how to be a successful streamer on the do's and don'ts. Another thing is also the Amazon Game On. Make sure to download that app. It's available on Google and Android. I would love to see your challenges. I post my challenges every Wednesday at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll be posting a challenge later today. You can follow me at ALEDream on the app. I also am a sponsored affiliate streamer with Vox Pop Games. That's VOXPOPGAMES, where I talk with many independent developers and showcase their games on stream. We are looking for all types of streamers. If you do own a PC and you do have a love for indie games and you want to be part of this, check out www.voxpop games.net, voxpop.net, or voxpopgames.net, where you could join the Discord and meet the amazing CEO and COO of the company, and check out these awesome independent games, and you know, give a spotlight to them, because they definitely deserve love, because making a video game is not easy, especially if they take a time of day just to put it out there. And lastly, I am with this app called We Just Work in LCC, where I'll be doing a web series that I am interviewing CEOs, developers, authors, all those type of entrepreneurs that are showing their passion and turning it into a business and to an occupation. And it's really fun. My first episode will be aired soon. So if you want to stay in touch with that, definitely check out my website, my Twitter, Instagram, all that. You could just Google ALEDream, ALEDream, and you can find me on all my social medias, and check out my Twitch at ALEDream Game On. I play a variety of games. I play anything, not everything. Woo!
God damn.
That was a long plug. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you guys go check that out. And thank you so much for being on the show, and just for telling us a bit about your career and everything that you do. I want to wish you the best of luck with that.
Thank you so much.
No problem. It's been a pleasure. And to everyone listening to the Christian Reeve podcast, be safe, be well. Thank you very much for listening. And until next time, peace out, one love. I shall see you in the next one.